Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just less than 5 months away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, what's really exciting about Episode 9 is that we do know that this film is going to hold many different connections to the prequels and the originals, while also borrowing many different elements from Star Wars Legends, also known as the Expanded Universe, as a way to really benefit many of the characters like Rey and Kylo Ren from start to finish of this movie that's going to be used as a way to bring Legends material back to life into the Disney canon by Lucasfilm as well. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, a description of both Rey and Kylo Ren facing the Dark Acolyte, who is now under control by the Sith spirit of Sidious. It's explained that Palpatine is giving Rey and Kylo Ren a lecture about the dark side of the Force, as well as the Beyond, and how it holds a power stronger than the dark side. It's explained that Palpatine begins to talk about his father, where Palpatine is said to walk closer to Kylo Ren, where he begins to tell Kylo that if it were not for his father, Kasinga Palpatine, he would have never pursued Darth Plagueis and wouldn't be where he stands today, even after death. It's explained that Palpatine states he owes his father for indirectly bringing him on the path to the dark side, and so Palpatine goes by his father's first name of Kasinga. Though Palpatine reveals he had killed his father many years ago, before pairing up with Plagueis, he also states it was necessary to fully embrace the dark side, and says that family is the biggest weakness, and even reveals that this was the very reason he had fears of Darth Vader turning, due to his son Luke Skywalker, which is exactly what happened, and that Kylo should never make the same mistake as his grandfather did, and take his advice as how Palpatine was able to succeed. It said that this is JJ's way of making Palpatine's father and his real name canon, and taking it directly from Star Wars Legends. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that Episode 9 is going to be a film that's going to have a lot of revelations just like this, that's really going to make us view the past 8 Star Wars films in a different light. And with the whole entire truth of, Rey's lineage and Kylo Ren's path being a main part of Episode 9, it really does make one wonder, exactly what's going to happen between the dynamic of both Palpatine and Kylo Ren. Let's go over Palpatine's father's name. Now, in case you guys did not know, in Legends, there was a thing called House Palpatine, and Palpatine actually had a father, he had siblings. It was a very complex and interesting story that tied directly into Darth Plagueis, and one of which had to do with Palpatine's father being, of course, called Kasinga Palpatine, who hated his son, of course, being Sheev Palpatine. Now, Kasinga was killed by his own son, Sheev Palpatine, on board of a ship in Star Wars Legends, and now in The Rise of Skywalker, J.J. Abrams is introducing the father of Palpatine being Kasinga, being killed by the hands of Palpatine many years ago. However, currently it's unknown as to exactly how Palpatine killed his father, well before the events of the prequel trilogy. So, with that being said, this whole entire scene is said to set up more Legends content making its way into canon, to be used as a foundation to create new Star Wars books, novels, etc., even comic books out there. We do know that 2020 is going to be a huge year for Star Wars canon material. Nothing related to movies per se, but a lot related to books, novels, comics, and animated TV series, and even live-action TV series. It's going to be a very interesting time for the Star Wars franchise, even after the movies, leading up to the new Star Wars trilogy, I must add. So, in this particular moment, this is a moment in which Palpatine is giving Kylo Ren a lecture. He's trying to turn Kylo Ren from the dark, or should I say from the light to the dark, because Kylo Ren has a shred of light left within him, and Palpatine realizes this, and he looks at this as a threat. The main reason being is because Palpatine has an interest in Kylo Ren's body as a host body for his Sith spirit. So it's not that he's genuinely trying to pretty much, turn Kylo Ren to the dark side of the Force, or to this power that is darker than the dark side. But he's using this as a technique in order to use it for his own being, for his way of traveling into Kylo Ren's body and using that as a vessel, if you will. Now, the last thing that I do want to go over is, of course, how Palpatine is said to go by his own father's name, because he respects his father to a certain extent, because if it weren't for his father and his hatred against himself, he wouldn't have went on the pathway to the dark side of the Force, and he wouldn't have pursued Darth Plagueis. So it seems like that they are trying to revive certain elements of the books out there that revolved around Plagueis and Palpatine, etc. That's one of my favorite books, by the way, in Star Wars Legends, the Darth Plagueis novel. It's excellent. Go ahead and read it. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there have read it before in the past. But moving on from this, I will say that this film seems like it's going to get very dark in the third act, even darker moments than that of Revenge of the Sith from what it seems. And that's exactly what JJ aims to do with this movie, to really make it seem different. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.